What kind of media institution might distribute your product and why? There are two main types of institution that could distribute our production. The first of these being conglomerates. An example of this would be Warner Brothers or DreamWorks. These are multinational media companies who own record labels, TV stations, and internet platforms. These companies have the money needed to put into film production in order to create the best of their films. They can also advertise their own productions through the use of their other companies. This is called synergy. Using Harry Potter as an example, Warner Brothers used their own subsidiary American TV channel of HBO to promote the film. The soundtrack of the film was released on Warner Brothers' own record label, Atlantic Records. This means Harry Potter was largely recognised as it was represented on a vast multitude of media platforms and reached a large audience. This institution would mean that the film would gain an instant good impression from the target audience, as conglomerates have a good reputation for making films which satisfy their audiences. It would also meet a mass audience because of this. However, this is unrealistic because these films take a long time to plan and create and tend to have the primary source of the institution themselves, which would be highly unlikely to achieve for our production. The other option for the distribution of our film would be independents, for example Warp Films. These are institutions that work alone or sometimes alongside the BBC or Film 4 to gain extra funding. These institutions find it hard to break even and therefore have low budgets. This is because they do not have the advantage of synergy to help them and therefore do not have as large of an audience. Although this is a more realistic approach to our budgetless production, it would mean that our film would not be seen by large audiences and therefore may not be as successful. However, if the film was to be published on social media and was interesting enough to the audiences to gain a large following, this would be the best way of distribution for our production. To gain the following needed for our production, we could use a platform such as the internet. This would be achievable and economically safe resource to distribute the film. As the internet reaches such a vast audience, we would be able to bring the production to the attention of a large range of people. Therefore, this method would be highly considered by smaller scale film productions such as our own. However, it is not guaranteed that the film would be successful, as it would have to be placed strategically in order to ensure the correct audiences can enjoy our film.